Sasquatch comes from the word Sasqua, which in Halkomelem language means wild man. The idea of a giant ape-like man is widespread across native populations around the world. For example, the Kwakwakas Bakwas, meaning wild man of the woods, the Wenatchis Chanito, meaning night people, and the Iroquois Gunosqua, meaning stone giants, to name a few. But in our folklore, they can be called Bigfoot, Skunk Ape, Swamp Ape, Yowie, Yeddi, and the Grassman. Around the internet, you can find hundreds upon thousands of Bigfoot videos, pictures, and reported sightings.
With all these reports and sightings, how can we still say this creature's a myth? Hell, 96% of the ocean is still undiscovered, and 86% of species on Earth is undiscovered as well. That doesn't seem right. In fact, according to an Associated 2014 press poll, more Americans believe in Bigfoot than the Big Bang Theory.
My name is Eddie, but people call me Yeddi, because I've dedicated my life to finding Bigfoot. I believe there is an undiscovered primate roaming around in North America's forest, and in fact throughout the world. By the end of this documentary, you'll be convinced that Bigfoot exists, 100% guaranteed.
We got a report of a possible Squatch sighting with possible photos, and yeah, this place is giving me squatchy vibes. Alright, when did you see the Bigfoot?
So I saw it today when I was walking down the street, and then I went to the forest, and then this thing just walked up to me, and I was like, what the are you doing? And then he started throwing shit at my dog. And I was like, shit at my dog. Looking like a That's not okay. You can't just do that, bro. You can't just
There's only two ways that I trust to know if someone's lying. One, if they look anxious, and two, if their language changes. Obviously, she's speaking English, so we can rule that one out for now. To know if they're anxious, I just look at their chest and watch their heart.
Human walks around with this 90-degree angle at their knees. You know, usually you got that 45 or something, but that was a straight 90-degree angle. And I said, that's only a Bigfoot. And then he turned around and he had a bare ass. Bare skin just walking around like that. And I was like, what is this guy doing? What are you looking at?
Nothing. She's telling the truth. Her heart rate was between 76 and 87 RPM. You said you had pictures, right?
No.
On the call, you said you had pictures.
Oh, the photos. Yeah, they're right here. You can see it.
Right. Wow. Incredible.
This is the image she showed me. As you could tell, it might be a little hard to see, so here's a filter so you can see it better. As you can tell by the outline, it is a female Sasquatch. This indicates that there's an alpha male somewhere out here.
Alright, can we go check for tracks?
Yeah.
Alright. That's where he was?
Yeah, it was like over there.
Over there?
Yeah, like by the branch over there.
Which branch?
That branch.
That one?
Yeah.
Alright, do you mind if I do a reservation?
Yeah.
Right over here?
Yeah.
And what was he doing?
He was on one leg with one arm up, jumping around.
One leg?
Yeah.
One arm up.
Mhm.
Alright. Like this?
Yeah, perfect.
And he was jumping.
Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah, like that.
Did he ever switch legs?
No.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Why?
It's so you can see it after.
Clever girl. Alright, so it's like this?
Yeah. And then he got on the ground and started doing the worm.
Alright. Like this?
Yeah, like crawling like a worm.
Like this?
Yes. Exactly like that.
Like that?
Yeah.
Wow. Crazy.
The Bigfoot she saw was probably trying to act like another animal. That explains the behaviour, especially since they've gone unnoticed by most of the population. Looking back at the photograph, I could totally see the Bigfoot she saw had one leg on the ground and one arm up, exactly as she described it. I could totally see a Squatch going through here. Perfect amount of coverage from the undergrowth and probably has enough food. I think this is a prime area for a night investigation.
I've got a thermal camera. It helps us see in the dark. It outlines heat signatures. So if we see a giant Sasquatch walking through here, it'll be like a rock in a haystack. I see something. Yeah, it's on two legs. It's walking upright. That thing's joined. If we can tackle this thing and then get a hair sample, anything, we could prove everyone wrong. Alright, then we're gonna tackle it. We have to be very quiet. Alright, be very quiet. Let's go. Gone. It's your fault, you know that? You made too much sound. That could have been our only shot. No! You know, maybe I should have communicated with it. Maybe that would have helped. I think I'm just gonna sit here. I think I should end this documentary. I don't want to do this anymore. You know what? It's always a second try. It's always another night. Let's go back.
I continued searching that night without any luck, so I set up some candy bars with a night vision camera in hopes of catching something.
The candy bars are gone. The camera's still there. And it's still going. You know what that means? There it is. 11 hours. That doesn't seem right. That's just an estimated time, right? Right? Is that it? It's done. Alright, this could be it. Now, we just have to say where it is. Anytime. Did you see? That's an arm! Crikey! That is Bigfoot! I don't know about you guys, but this makes me want to go back inside and explore some more. Come check these out. Incredible! These are Bigfoot footprints. How can I tell? First, signs of toes. No boots. No one's walking around here bare feet. And these are fresh. Skunky. I can see that the left foot has a bit of a drag to it, meaning the Bigfoot was limping. Is that what I think it is? Come check this out. You know what this is? This is Bigfoot poo. How can I tell? Well, it's huge. If I took that out of the toilet, it'd be clogged for weeks. You can also see the Bigfoot indents ass cheeks. Now, how can we tell for certain? Well, we have to taste it. Nuts and chocolate. Nuts and chocolate. That's what they were in the candy bars. Oh my god. Whatever took this dump ate the candy bars. Incredible. We can also look here that the Bigfoot used leaves as toilet paper. Pretty ingenious. More evidence. Right here we have Bigfoot fur. As you can see, there's poo all up and down this tree. Look how high he wiped his ass. That's nearly as tall as me. We need to get a sample.
I'll bring these specimens back to my good old mate Jerry, who should be able to give us a good idea of what this thing may be.
All right, we're here with Joe, our good old mate Joe.
No, it's Jackson.
My name's Eddie Jackson. All right, he's a DNA specialist. What you got for us?
Well, you sent us both the dung sample and the hair sample.
Right, which we know. Yeah.
Okay, well, the dung sample, we'll start with that. It was fairly inconclusive.
What does that mean?
It means that we couldn't find anything of significant note out of it.
Right.
It was more, there was a lack of DNA, let's say.
That doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
Because I tasted it, James. I tasted it.
It's Jackson.
I tasted like nuts, chocolate, and how? And you're telling me that it's inconclusive?
Yeah, there was a lack of DNA in it, but you shouldn't be, if you're sending stuff into the lab, you shouldn't be touching with your hands. That could...
Oh, right, I have gloves. Right.
Okay, that's a potentially different story. Okay, well, ignoring the dung because it's fairly unexciting. Look at the analysis of this section here. It's basically analysis of the DNA base pairs.
Joe, how did you get a heart rate from hair?
No, that's not a heart rate. That's a distribution of the contents of the DNA.
Okay.
So
Jake, I'm not here to hear the science behind it. I just want to know. I gave DNA sample. You do the science, and then it goes back into my ears.
Okay. Well.
So speak English.
Well, from the hair DNA, what we can see is that odds are it is not natural in origin. It's most likely something along the lines.
What James is saying is that Bigfoot is supernatural.
No, I didn't say.
There have been reported sightings by native populations of a spiritual creature with fur teleporting around.
It's a synthetic.
As the Iroquois call it, Gunno Squaw,
like a
meaning
polyester.
stone giants.
Something you'd have in your fabric.
Alright. What we can say here is that Bigfoot is probably extraterrestrial or supernatural in nature. Alright. Thank you, Harrison. It's been a pleasure.
Thank Jack. How did you get Harrison?
Right, Benjamin. Very cool.
No, it's not.
Alright. Thank you again for the DNA tests, and I'll see you another time.
Take care.
Alright, it's our second night out here. Got the thermal again. We'll see if we can catch a big mat. I see something. Yeah, it's big. It's hairy. Oh yeah, that's our Sasquatch. This time, we're gonna slowly walk up to it. Alright, very
Oh, got it! It's a big man! Oh, it smells like burnt rubber! I can see why they call it the skunk eye! Bigfoot doesn't talk! You're not a Bigfoot?
Don't worry, it's just a homeless man.
Screw you, man, screw you!
Have you seen a big man? He walks around like this. It was kind of like the sounds you're making. He was big, tall. Well, let's continue.
Oh, I think this has been a successful journey we've had together. All of this evidence gathered proves that there has to be some sort of endangered bipedal primate trying to survive out in the wilderness like any other species. My theory is that its ancestors, Gigantopithecus, migrated across the land bridge 70,000 years ago and adapted to our environment. I don't know how much more proof you need. We have thermal footage, video proof, footprints, DNA tests, and so much more provided online. This stuff can't be explained otherwise.
Signs of toes. No boots. No one's walking around here bare feet. Don't worry, it's just a homeless man. No one's walking around here bare feet.
That is Bigfoot.
Whatever took this dump ate the candy bars. The left foot has a bit of a drag to it. The Bigfoot was limping.
Screw you, man. Screw you.
From the hair DNA, what we can see is that it is not natural in origin.
What James is saying is that Bigfoot is supernatural.